Welcome back to the We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm your other host, Chanel.
And we are back for Foundation Season 3, Episode 2. But before we get into Foundation, you can reach us. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a review. I saw that we got a couple new reviews, but nobody...
Did we?
No, but they didn't write anything. They just reviewed the show.
Oh, we just got some 5 stars?
Yeah, so we got a couple new reviews, but...
No way you don't have the 5-star drop, do you?
I do. But last time I played it, it got us in trouble.
No, but do you change it? See, remember I sent you a voice memo? You don't remember that?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you again so that you can re-upload it because we'll do it custom. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I mean, all of the reviews help. I think. Do you know if the written reviews make a bigger difference than just straight up 5 stars?
No, it's all the same. But okay, leaving us a review, allow us to read on the show. We like those a lot too, to hear what you actually think. So those of you listening to us coming in new for Foundation, give us a review. Let us know what you think. If it's 5 stars, we'll read it on the show. If not, you're probably hating. You can also follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/@WeWasWatching, or just search for the We Was Watching podcast, where we stream live every time we review a show, which we're live right now. If you listen to us in another platform, we go live on YouTube. So go over there, like our video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can see us go live. You can also email the show at wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us any theories you have about the shows that we're reviewing, and we'll read those on the show. And you can follow us on social media on at We Was Watching on Twitter and Blue Sky. To know, did you do anything fun over the last week?
You know what's so funny? It's like, I don't know. I don't think you don't watch stories, do you?
No.
That's fair enough. Our YouTube is We Was Watching, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just posting us. Yeah, I did. I did a triple header yesterday.
A triple header of what?
I went back to back to back on the movies.
What movies?
I saw Eddington, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Smurfs.
You got to have better things to do with your time.
That's insane. I supported 3 opening weekends. And I could have did 2 more movies easily. I could have easily done another movie.
Did you watch Mortal Kombat?
The trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, I messaged you back. What is going on? Do you see the things?
No. You said that Carl.
Said Carl.
He was on the picture. That don't mean you watched the trailer.
Oh no, I looked at it.
See, there's a distinction. No, that was a really good trailer. I'm excited for that. That's in October. This week we have Fantastic Four.
No, this is what happened. I have extremely random dreams. Like, my dreams are not ever like, they don't mean anything. Somebody would just pop up in my dream and I'll text the person like, hey, I want to let you know you're my dream, but it's never a good thing. It's never a bad thing. I don't dream about fish. I don't predict anything. But the dude in Mortal Kombat 2 was in my dream, and I just realized you're the reason. Because I was like, why am I thinking about this actor? Why is he in my dream? And it's because you made me watch that trailer.
Which actor?
The black one.
Oh, Jimmy Olsen. Guy.
No. What? That's the dude from Superman.
No. Mackay. I forget his name. Mackay something. He played Jimmy Olsen on Supergirl on a TV show.
Oh, okay. Well, he was also on the game. Anyway, that he was literally, you made me realize why he implanted, because I was like, why am I thinking about this actor I haven't thought about in a long time? But anyway, I'm sure he's going to do great. And then what's her name from Sabrina and from You is, I love her, I just can't remember her name, is in Mortal Kombat 2. But somebody in the comments was like, oh, Amandla. And I was like, no, I know that her name's not, I know that's not Amandla Sternberg. I know that.
I know a lot of people thought it was her. She looks like her.
It don't look like you. If you know her, you know her. That's how.
I had like 3 people ask if that's who I showed the trailer to.
That don't look like Marianne to you?
No, I can see why somebody would think that's her. She looks
that's
like her.
Marianne.
Why are you hating?
So because all light-skinned women don't look the same.
That's not what they're saying. They're saying she looked like that light skinned woman.
I don't know about that.
That's what they're saying.
That. Do you really skipped over these amazing movies I was trying to tell you about?
They weren't amazing. What was amazing about them?
Well, everything. The movies is about an experience. And so I just wanted to do a longer. I wanted to get a little bit more time in the beginning to talk about my. What did we say we were going to call it?
How much time you need
to start the show?
No, we're not calling it that. That's offensive.
I think I normally take like 10 minutes, 10, 15
we're
minutes.
calling it.
I won't take that long. We was talking about other
list.
Stuff.
No,
we was talking about other stuff. Yeah,
no.
Come on.
Listen, those of you listening, Chanel's being very corny and wants to name everything we was watching, which we're not doing.
What's the point?
We're not the Smurfs. We're not the Smurfs. We're not the Flintstones.
We need consistency in the brand.
No. Remote, y'all, I'm going to put a poll up. Remote talk.
You need to.
The watch list. What we've been on. It's one of those three. Or,
no. Remote talk, watch list, or we was watching other stuff. You need to put my third one in there. Don't do a four-way tie is crazy. Yes, that's the whole point of the poll. You're not just gonna do the poll on your 3 ChatGPT ideas.
They weren't all ChatGPT ideas.
This just came out of real honest reflection on my part. Anyway, okay, Eddington, you definitely need to go see Eddington, Brandon.
Why?
Because I told you to. Because it's a great movie. So Eddington is like a thriller. You know Ari Aster, that director?
No.
Hereditary and Midsommar.
I didn't go see that movie. I refuse to go see that movie.
Which one, Midsommar?
Yes.
Okay. But you know of him. You know his reputation. Okay. So this is one of his movies, written and directed. It's the first one that didn't make my stomach hurt. So I could sit through it. There's no like body horror or anything crazy. No kids were harmed in the making of this movie, as far as I could see. It's about COVID. And it is crazy. It reminds for something we just lived through, it takes you right back there.
Why would I want to go back there?
Because it's about BLM and it's just like not a reminder. It's a very dramatic recapturing what we went through. So the reason why you want to go back there is because it's like it is cathartic to process we really did live through some crazy shit. And then secondly, it's like drama on top of it. You're excited about Fantastic Four, but Pedro Pascal is in Eddington too. It's Pedro Pascal versus Joaquin Phoenix, who played Joaquin Phoenix played so well. I had to keep being like, is that him? Am I sure that's him? Because he literally looks like another guy. It's a very and then the reason why I enjoyed it as a Black person, because they're writing about white people talking about race and racial justice and how just what that time period was like, those 3 to 6 months of people using language and protesting all of a sudden. And then there's like a moment where I'm like, oh, this is what he's about to do. And then he does more than that. And then there's a conspiracy laden through the rest of it. So literally this movie is about what we talk about all the time on the show. So I'm telling you the same way I told you you would enjoy You. I'm telling you, I don't even know whether you enjoy Eddington, but you need to watch it. I think Black people need to watch and comment on this show this movie, because it actually is, we're at the center of it. It actually is about us, whether people recognize that or not. And that is why we need to watch it and respond to it. And you don't have to like it, but I think there's a Black cop in this white town, and just figuring out how the hell he feels about George Floyd is like part of the drawing of like, how are they going to describe what this character is going through? So I would definitely watch it. Eddington was good. I still need to do it's going to end up being like a 3-minute movie review. I'm going to post that. Like, I actually did try to record it and it was entirely too long, but I enjoyed Eddington. Oh, did you ever watch Yellowstone?
No, that's on my list.
Okay, put that at the bottom of your list. I'm telling you, move Eddington up, Yellowstone down. I'm giving you the best review. I'm giving you the best advice I
Wow,
possibly
everybody
could.
says Yellowstone's great.
Yellowstone is like 17,000 episodes, just like a Game of Thrones. You're taking on a Game of Thrones with Yellowstone, and Yellowstone is not great. Yellowstone's not great. Yellowstone is like you, but rancher style. Yellowstone is like as ridiculous as it could be, and the acting is like sometimes really, it's very, oh man, how do I describe this? Yellowstone is very, it's not campy. It's closer to the other C word that the queer community has reclaimed, but it's like, it's worth watching because there's so much ridiculousness that it is almost good. But then when you stop watching the show, there's a couple C words that the queer community has reclaimed. It's good. That's good that you don't know.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
And it's okay. I genuinely would never, I cuss a lot on here. It's a word I would never say online. But that's how I would describe this.
Is it an English slur?
Yes.
You wouldn't say that. They say it all the time in England.
Yeah, but I'm not English. So the way I mean it is the way the queer community means it, because I'm not queer. It's like, I don't want to misuse it, but that's how I would describe it. The way that they understand things to be like, it's like there's a kick-ass female character who, like, there's no better word to use to describe her. Like, Beth is that girl. She's that word. And there's just like a little boy, for example, who gets traumatized the whole show. And it's like, people are taking it seriously. I'm like, are y'all not stepping back to think about how ridiculous it is what y'all keep doing to this 7-year-old? Like, this boy is, it's like, oh man, I wish I could think of, like, it's like the old school sketch comedy where they like accidentally throw a kid in the dryer and then throw him out the house kind of thing. And it's like a rag doll, but then you pick him up and it's a kid in there. Okay. That's how they treat Tate. Anyway, Tate's daddy from the show is in the film. And he always says it's Black Lives Matter, which I was like, that kind of detail is the type of shit I'm talking about. He was like, at first I didn't see color, but now I'm like, this Black Lives Matter thing is really getting to me. And I'm like, oh, I'm just feeling seen, or I'm feeling like it's nice to have a white man see it the way we've been seeing it. And I don't know if he's agreeing with us or not, but it's very validating to have somebody watch it, and it's not, Spike Lee having to tell the story. It's somebody else being like, yeah, these people sound ridiculous. Like, yeah, this shit was stupid. Like, yeah, they all sound stupid on both ends of the spectrum. Anyway, Smurfs was fun. Smurfs was way more fun than I thought it would be. Smurfs had some bops. And I actually felt very disappointed because they never did the original Smurfs song. Like, everything was remixed. And I felt myself yearning for the original Smurfs tune, and it made me realize every story. Do you realize every fairy tale, every major story is just about genocide? Do you realize that?
No, they're not. Also, how do you know about the Smurfs? That's definitely before your time. When did you watch the Smurfs?
My big sister watches Smurfs, so I kind of like it's like through proxy. Okay. Smurfs is like what, 1946 type shit?
No, it's not that. No,
like 1808. They said 106 years.
No, the 80s.
Oh, then yeah. My sister's a half a generation up, so I know through her. But anyway, who doesn't know about Papa Smurf and Gargamel? But the point is that they, it's Rihanna in it, and like they do like a bunch of bops. There's like a Bollywood version at the end, very inclusive, but they never do the original feel. Like, Smurfs are here to make you feel good. Oh, everything, how everything connects to everything else on this show? John Goodman plays Papa Smurf.
Yeah, I know that.
And Nick Offerman plays I can't help you. I'm on camera. Nick Offerman plays his brother, Papa Smurf's brother, and he was also on The Last of Us, which we recap season 1 of. And okay, anyway, it was fun, but every good or bad story is it not about somebody trying to eradicate the whole of a people? Like, no. Tell me an epic tale that's not about like we're fighting for humanity. We're fighting for this race of people.
Snow White, Cinderella, The Wizard of Oz, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Evil Tell me a good versus evil that's not about eradicating people.
I just named all those were good versus evil.
Snow White is not good. Okay. I'll come back with the revised theory, but I'm on to something. Because I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, this whole movie is about, like, they want to get rid of the Smurfs and plunge a world into darkness. And I'm like, that is somebody, like, it's a fairy tale, it's like a cartoon, but like that has very real world applications, is what I'm thinking. And then I Know What You Did Last Summer was very campy because and you know, I don't know if you remember that trend because you're never online, but there was a trend that was like you wouldn't last a minute in the asylum that raised me, and then they'll show like pictures from old movies or whatever. Like it made me remember the cast of the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, where that was a hot group of people. That was like all these actors who were going to go on and do great things, and in their own right, all of them are household names. And I try to explain to my nieces, like, you don't understand what it's like to go platinum on VHS. Like, you don't understand. Like, people have to go out of their way to come get your movie from the store and rent it and bring it back because they know they want to see it. Like, that was just a different time. So I was actually, they like showed a picture of the old crew, and I was genuinely like appreciative that I grew up in the 90s. And so I won't tell you which one of them is not in it, but basically all the original cast comes, you could probably guess, let's be honest, but all the original cast comes back for the I Know What You Did Last Summer remake. And Freddie Prinze Jr.'s, he's never going to expire. That is milk with no shelf life. I'll tell you that right now.
He was in wrestling.
Who?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's the only thing you got for me?
He was a writer.
When it comes to Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, he was a writer for WWE.
And him and Sarah Michelle still being together is just like everything I need in my life. It's everything I need in my life. So
I appreciate those recaps. I might go see I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, maybe. Go see Eddington first. Do you believe me or not?
It's not that I don't believe you. I'm just not in the mood to watch that.
I want you to prioritize this, please. I need to talk to you about it.
Okay. You want me to be sad?
See, you don't even sound, you're not convinced. It's not, you won't be sad. That's the thing. It's not it's not like a documentary. It's just like, if I'm telling you, I laughed the most in the theater because I think I was the only Black person in the theater. So like there was just a bunch of stuff where I was like, oh, they're making fun of each other. I love this. And then there's like, oh, our girl is in it. The mom from Penguin.
Oh, the mom from Penguin. Okay, I like her.
She plays a major role. She plays a major role in it.
All right. Eddington it is.
Okay, thanks. I mean, you could do a double feature, but I think I Know What You Did Last Summer. You'll walk out of that like, it will only gag you if you go sit and watch the originals first. Because like my niece was like, I was like, oh, here comes what's his name, and my niece was like, how do you know? And I'm like, she didn't even know it was a remake. Like,
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, we're losing recipes, bro.
Yeah, that's because your generation doesn't watch old stuff. You Gen Zers only care about what's out now.
You have to stop.
When I was growing up, all I watched was stuff from the 60s and 70s.
You're going to confuse people if you keep calling me Gen Z.
That's all I watched. Now these kids these days, they don't want to watch nothing old.
Wait,
they think they're too good for it. Huh?
Oh, no, I'm not Gen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm Gen Y. You keep messing with me. You really confuse me. I don't like when people use the letters. I'm Gen Y, and so are you. You're so annoying, bro.
I'm not Gen Y.
Yes, you are. You were born in 1980?
I am a millennial.
That's what I'm saying. That's Gen Y. Did you know that?
No.
Gen Z is the kids. That's what I'm telling you. Gen A is the young kids. Gen Z is my niece. We are Gen Y.
You're Gen.
Look it up.
You were born in the 90s. You're Gen Z.
I'm Gen Y because I'm early 90s.
Okay.
The cutoff is 1996.
That's what they say.
Okay.
I've heard that was fun.
Anyway, yeah, guys, I'm gonna post on Instagram.com/creating. I do my 1 minute, or TikTok, the same @ I do my movie review, so I'm gonna do that because the point of like I was at the movies for like 6 hours straight, and that was great. I actually really enjoyed that. I have no complaints.
You ready to
And
talk
I paid for all the
foundation?
movies. Wait,
Oh,
hold on. And I paid for all the movies, and I bought concessions.
she's just saying that for legal purposes.
I definitely I spent like $40, but it was worth it. 2 matinees.
Are you ready to talk foundation?
Yes.
What did you think about episode 2 of Foundation?
I mean, we're building something. I think it's like there's a lot of time they're covering, and that's a little bit disorienting. And they're also making the mule more terrifying, which is good. Like it's kind of building up. Like I told you before, I was kind of underwhelmed by his name, so like they're building up suspense about how terrible he is. And we had
No,
to
but he's
say
not a
goodbye
monster.
to. We had to say goodbye to a beloved character. So I was, I was.
When did we say goodbye?
Well, we said see you later, probably goodbye to Harry. Did we not?
No.
Well, wherever he's at, he's not here now.
We said goodbye to one Harry. There's still a whole nother Harry out there.
Who's the other Harry? The one that's still in the thing?
Yeah, we saw him in episode 1. Let me say I'm gonna be out. I'm coming out in 3 days.
The Harry that's in the vault?
Or 3 weeks or whatever. Yeah, the Harry that's in the vault. He's coming out for the third crisis.
That was AI Harry that got put into his second body. Yeah. I mean, but we said goodbye to Gale's Harry because Gary don't know the other Harry.
Yeah, Gaal don't know that Harry. Yeah, we just say, R.I.P. Gale's Harry. Well, not R.I.P., but we'll get into it.
Yeah, they probably won't find another body for him. So that was cool though.
So we start this episode off in Ignis. Ignis is the planet from season 2 with the Mentalics, where that woman was trying to kill Gaal and Harry and Salvor. But they took over, and now the Mentalics are following them as the new foundation. And we see Gaal wake up in the cryopod 1 year after the end of last season, because the plan was they're going to wake up for a couple weeks every year to teach the Mentalics psychohistory, and then go back in the pod so they can be ready for the Mule in 150 years. And we see Seldon wake up, and the second foundation welcomes them. Gaal says the plan was off track, but they're going to get it back. And we see a montage of them like teaching them psychohistory every year. Every year they wake up and teach them. Every year they wake up and teach them. And then one time they woke up and they're having a conversation, and they're talking about how they're working in the shadows and make sure the first foundation grew strong, but also make sure that the empire grew weak. And Seldon said something about the third crisis being a turning point. And they decide that they're running out of time. And this is sometime in between now and then. I think it's probably maybe 50 years or something after they started. And Harry says, one of us got to stay awake. Like, we don't have enough time to do all this shit. One of us got to stay awake. And Gaal volunteers, but of course it's not going to be fucking Gaal. It's Harry. Harry stays awake, and they put Gaal back in the pod. But instead of waking Gaal up every year to come out and talk, they just let her ass sleep. And so she sleeps all the way until 4 years before the present day. So she was in that bitch for a long time. Then we see a guy named Preem, who's the new representative of the crew. And he does sign, and
he's deaf.
Sign.
He's cool.
Gaal gets out. She goes to look for Harry. Harry's old as fuck now. Like, he is very old. And we find out that Harry made a statue of Salvor and Raish. And he talks about how Gaal was not supposed to be here. She fucked shit up. It was supposed to be Raish. But somehow, some way, we are here and you got things back. So there's something about you that I can't really explain that is definitely just needed, essentially. And then he opens the Prime Radiant.
I mean, fair enough, right?
I mean, yeah, obviously. He's special. He's got the gift.
Yeah. because the whole point was that he had planned all this and he thought that she was going to be like a part of his vision, right? Because he did that contest and lured her in, but he was like, you're just a part of the puzzle. And ultimately there's this big part of history, and I think season 2 was about building and understanding that it does make a difference what they do, because every little piece can change history, and Salvor's death was like the best example of that. So I do like that Harry did not waste time, or this version of Harry didn't waste time trying to like prove her out of it. Like he wasn't trying to like get her out of it. He just was like, okay, I'm gonna embrace this as a part of it. Which I think is, leading. I didn't read the books, so it's leading up to the potential for Gaal to be like a martyr or a savior for this whole movement, like even more so than Harry. So I think that is very interesting, because he's definitely letting her be a major part of history and like kind of allowing that. And I don't even know if maybe that this Gale's Harry knows about the other Harry, but it doesn't seem like he's operating under the assumption that
he knows that he exists, but she's never met that Harry. But she knows that he exists. It's like,
yeah, well, he's operating under the assumption that, like, when his consciousness ends, and so he's being very thoughtful. He really is thinking about all of what he believes to be all of history instead of just himself or his legacy.
Well, he opens the Prime Radiant in a different way than they've ever done on the show. Yeah. And I guess this is like secrets that he's only had access to till now. They decides to share with Gaal, and he talks about how the Invictus is the key to everything. And by the way, they're hinting at something much, much bigger, because the Invictus, if you remember, is that big ass jump ship that just jumps through time from an earlier season. But in the Prime Radiant, Chanel, I don't know if you saw this, but it showed another galaxy. It showed the Andromeda Galaxy, which is the closest galaxy to ours. No, ours is the Milky Way. Andromeda is next to us. The closest galaxy next to us.
I'm not as dumb as I say. I just think these out loud.
No, it's not dumb. It's okay. And that made me think we might be getting aliens. We might be getting some type of alien shit, because the Milky Way galaxy has somewhere between 100 and 300 billion planets. Our galaxy does. And so the closest galaxy to us is the Andromeda Galaxy, which has another billions of planets. And we know that so far in this story, we haven't seen any quote unquote aliens. It's just humans expanding out into the galaxy, into the universe, into all these different planets. But we haven't seen, or human-like people. But we haven't seen any like other race of alien. And so I thought it was interesting that they showed us the Andromeda Galaxy as if like, is Harry saying that's where we got to take people to survive? Like we got to get up out of this Milky Way to go there. Like I'm just very curious about why that showed up there, but I thought that was really interesting. So Harry tells Gaal, all right, then time to wrap this shit up. I'll see you tomorrow. And he leaves and he goes back to his crib. And then we see Callie, the woman who was inside I don't want to say woman, the entity that was inside of the Prime Radiant that gave him his body is there. What are you gonna say?
That's the closed caption that spoiled something for me.
What did it spoil?
I don't want to say.
What, it told you who that person was?
Yeah, it didn't call her Callie.
Oh, okay. And then Harry's like, look, I couldn't, she's like, why you ain't tell her the truth? And Harry's like, I couldn't look her in the eye and tell her that. Like, I ain't have it in me. And she was like, but this would be a really good place to die. And Harry was like, yeah, but it's not really my time. But can you give me another, can you hook me up with another young body though? Can you like transfer can you hook a brother up? And she was like, that was your one reprieve. And he was like, well, then I definitely know that I'm doing the right thing. And she opens up a portal. And he says, Salvor says someone wanted him to have skin in the game. Why is that? And she said, because we can't. And they jump through this portal. And they gone. And then Gaal comes running in looking for him, and she
Where
can
do you
feel
think
that
they
he's
went in the
gone.
portal?
I have no earthly idea. None. Unless they went to Andromeda. Maybe they went to Andromeda. I don't know. But I have no idea. Gaal comes in because she could feel that Hari was gone. And Gale's talking to Preem. And she's like, I kind of want to make a statue of Hari. And he like, do you know who you're talking about? Like, come on now. He already did that shit. And Gaal walked out and saw there was a big ass statue of Hari that he already carved up. And then we see the vision of Gaal having of the Mule, and then we're back in present day. And at this point, Gaal had learned to do sign, and they're talking. She's talking with Preem, and Preem said that the crisis was right where it was supposed to be at this moment. But when the Mule took Kalgan, the Radiant did not made a change that was not related to the crisis. And this is what Demerzel was talking about last episode with the Cleons. So then speaking of the Cleons, we cut the Trantor, and Dusk is talking about like things can't get much worse than this. And then Demerzel's like, it can't be fixed. And Dawn is like, maybe it's got something to do with the pirate on Kalgan. And Days just don't give a fuck. He could care the fuck less about any of this shit. Days like, we've been subservient to that toy. He called Demerzel a toy. To that toy, holding that toy for centuries. Because he's the first Cleon that just is fed up with Demerzel. Like, he don't fuck with her at all.
Yeah, and do we have any, is it just the fact that he's like conscious of his privilege that we think, I can't think of any other reason why we would know that this one is particularly over it.
We might get I'd be interested to see how he got to this point. Because he's definitely different.
Yeah, they all seem very different. Like, because he seems cool, and then his Dawn/Day is giving like evil Anakin. Like he's giving white supremacists. Like, there's something different about this bout of them, or this whatever group. Specifically, obviously, we see Day as like a rascal who's like freaking.
I see them all as much more good than the previous Cleons. This Dawn is like trying to like establish relationships with other people and reaching out to other groups through the council. And as we see at the end of this episode, communicating with Gaal. Like, he's doing things differently. I think
that's what that was. I could not figure out what it was.
Oh my God.
It didn't look like her. In my defense, it didn't look just like her. Wow, I'm so glad you put two and two together for me. Okay, I guess here's what I'm trying to say. A better way to frame it is that these actors are doing a phenomenal job, because I can tell the difference between each of the Day, Dusk, and Dawn iterations we've seen. Yeah, and like, so the actors are like, each season they're shifting themselves and playing a completely different guy, and I don't remember that. Like, I'm able to suspend belief and be like, oh, these are the clones. And what I'm trying to say though about like Dawn is that, yes, he's much better at his job, but that to me, I guess, feels more sinister, because the other drifts we've seen have seen Dawn be more sensitive, or like, because in theory, wait, so like, here's my question. This is the last Day was the one who got pushed out the airlock. The Dawn was the one who did that Dawn become this Day?
No.
From that time of the airlock, it's a whole new. We're 100 years behind. Okay, that's what I was going to say. Because I was just going to say there may be a connection.
That Dawn left with his black wife.
Right, that's what I was double checking. Okay,
and went somewhere else in the universe.
I'm sure that'll come back around at some point, hopefully this season.
And so Dusk is like, tells Demerzel, I know what it's like to be you now. Like, my life's been whole pointless, and now I'm about to die, but you've lived much longer than me. It's got to taste like bile to be this close to the end. But she says, but if all this goes away, there's no genetic dynasty, you have an open road, girl. You'll be free. You won't have to do shit. And he said it's to everyone's advantage. He says, but if we trying to save this shit, obviously Day, he not built for this shit right now. And Dawn, he's doing good, but he needs some guidance. It's everybody's advantage for me to stay. So why don't you just do your boy a solid, right? Just hook your brother up. let me stay a little bit longer. You really gonna toss me out in 10 days like that? I prefer if you don't. And Demerzel was like, you say this like I got agency in this. Like I can control this shit. Like that's my fucking programming. I'm gonna toss your ass in that fucking burner on the minute when it's time for you to go.
And it's very interesting because it's like we found out she's the one running the show, but not to her own devices, you know?
Mm-hmm. So then we go to Kalgan, and the Mule and his boys walk into dinner. He tells the servants, I believe, you know,
this
all
is
y'all
so fascinating.
Y'all gonna all come to love me. And you see a little girl, Scarlet, which was the Archbishop's daughter, who we heard about last episode.
It's spelled Skirlet, by the way. It's S-K-I-R-L-E-T, Skirlet. Very interesting. Like it's I love the different names. But real quick, that's not the one from Game of Thrones.
Yes, it is.
Or it's a different character than who you said it was.
No, it's Euron Greyjoy. That's what I said it was. It's Euron Greyjoy.
Okay, thank you. Who's the one who became beat up?
You're thinking about Theon.
Theon, yeah, okay, because I was like, that is not Theon, but they favor a little bit, and it makes sense because they played relatives. Okay, so we're just for people to know, it's the end of the day on Sunday night. I've done a lot today. My brain is what I'm doing is instead of researching things before I come to the show, I'm taking half ideas and I'm bringing them up live so we can work through them together. Because if I came to the podcast with all the answers, this would be way more boring. So I'm here to represent the people who don't know what's going on and have very simple questions that can be answered by Brandon. So thank you.
No problem. So then he tells the little girl, he's like, look, I'm going to show you. He's like, look, I can convert some people, but I can't convert everybody. Like I don't got that kind of power. So I convert other people through demonstration.
No, he's basically saying it takes too much out of him. Like he suggests that like it takes a toll on him, which I think is very interesting. But basically saying I have to find other ways to like farm out and have to find other ways to scale out my work, or else I couldn't do it. And I just wonder if that would be very interesting at some point to find out. That's all.
And he says, y'all want to see what demonstration look like? Hey, Scarlet.
And they're like, hell no.
This your dad. What's this? That's my daddy gun. Oh, that's your daddy gun. Did your daddy ever let you play with the gun?
No, wait, sorry. Can I build up Scarlet more? Because this is a crazy moment for anyone who didn't watch. So he brings out this girl who, if you remember in the first episode, the opener, last episode, he killed her daddy just so he could have the planet. So she's aware. She's obviously being controlled because she's aware that this man has slaughtered her dad and his whole army. And he asked her if she's fucking with him, and she says more than anything. Like he's like, do you love me? She says more than anything. So he has her saying this phrase more than anything every time, which is sick because it's like a cute little girl who's like smiling and excited about the man who killed his her father. So it's like extremely sinister, basically, is what I'm taking away from it. So okay, continue.
And he says, did your daddy ever let you play with his gun? She was like, man, that bitch ass nigga ain't let me play with the gun, man. I always wanted to play with that shit, but he ain't let me. She was like, yeah, but he's like, yeah, because it's bad. And he says, but I'm going to give you a chance to play with the gun. So why don't you take that fucking gun and put it on your head? And she takes the gun, she points it to her head, and he goes, I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, I want you to pull the trigger. And he says 1, he says 2, and then he makes one of the servants say 3. And so one of the servants just blurts out 3. She goes, oh shit.
Yeah, she shook. She shook.
And she pulls the trigger and it goes, and he goes,
it's empty.
What do y'all think I am? You think I'm a monster? Like, what the hell?
He's so annoying. He's so
I'm not
annoying.
A monster.
Like, he literally has slaughtered her, everything, and then he's acting like shocked that they are sitting there shook.
He's like, that's demonstration. And I look forward to the day that all of y'all fuck with me, because we all here together now. So that being said, let's eat. Let's get to work. And so
and
then
what it made me think of, my question in this moment, Brandon, was like, what were his bandits, like, what is their role in all of this? Like, are they all by choice? Were they forced?
Probably, yes. I think that's
but
what they want us
seem
to
like they're
believe.
into it now.
Yeah, because that's what the whole point of the whole point of his thing was. Eventually, everybody comes to love me. Like y'all all gonna rock with me more than anything else in the world. So
you think that do you think that any of that has happened without the original coercion? That's the only thing I guess I was curious about.
It's all coercion. I think some of it's happened. If you're asking if it's happened without him literally getting in their head and making them do it, yes. That's what he was saying. He was like, I'll either get in your head and make you do it, or you'll come to do it through demonstration, is what he called it, which is that type of thing.
Right, but okay, so I guess I'm just wondering if, like, you know how you watch a show and there's just bad guys and they're just happy to be bad guys? I was just wondering if any of his band of crew is like, no, you didn't. Like, I think force is the coercion. If you say the mental coercion he's doing, that's one thing. But then I'm talking about like just the idea of somebody wanting to work for him, like on their own without being convinced. That's, or whatever the word is he just used. So anyway, I was just curious if like we think any of his bad guys are like just legit terrible people who want to be bad guys, and we're like, oh yeah.
I think we're gonna find out that the Mule is more of a complicated figure than just a mustache twirling villain. I think there's gonna be more to this story, is my guess. So then we cut to Claviger's barrack, and they out here gambling family heirlooms. And he got he got cards hidden in his pocket, but he don't got cards to cheat to win. He got cards to cheat to lose.
He's a good guy. I like this one.
So he lost on purpose to his head of security. And
I'm so glad you're paying attention to who these people are, because I was just like, oh, he got black friends.
And it's still his friend, but it's his head of security. And he's like,
but I'm like, I was really just like, my boy is a mix between Damon and oh my god, what's his name for Pirates of the Jack Sparrow. Like, that's what he's giving.
He takes a hit of his spores. He asked him, "Do you want one? You want a hit?" And his security was like, "No, dog. I don't fuck with that." He was like, "Good for you." And he was like, "Look, I wish there was something I could do about your daughter. Apparently, his daughter is sick or something like that." But and he's like, "No, I understand." And he goes, "But I'll be back, and everything's on the house basically." And he leaves. And so then they cut back to Kalgan, and Gail's giving a voiceover about how Hobart Mallow and his descendants went on to establish the Alliance of Traitors. But Torin Mallow,
they didn't do all that with him for nothing.
But Torin Mallow, he ain't want nothing to do with the traitors or the crisis. But the Mule has a way of pulling everyone into his orbit one way or another. So we see Torin with his wife, Beta. By the way, her name is Baeyta. Beta. That was her name. With his wife, his newlywed Beta. And they basically like futuristic influencers, is basically what they are. And the Mule ship is hovering over their crib, and he calls his butler or security dude. He's like, "Can y'all do something about this fucking ship? It's blocking my fucking sun." And the dude was like, "I don't think you want to fuck with the Mule ship. That's black tongue right there. You don't want to fuck with that."
Yeah, like he works for them, and he's trying to figure out like what's the best way to say. I think it's easier if instead of asking the nigga who pulled up and killed everybody in this, like everybody guarding this planet, to move his ship, I think it'd be easier if y'all just move your pool chairs. And they're like, "Are you sure?" Like, they're going back and forth with him, like, "Are you for real?" And then, like you say, the reason why we think they're influencers is because there's these little like mini robot things watching them, and I think that's like them streaming.
Yeah, like that's what it is. They're getting content, creating content. They're called scatters. And so then they go inside and they're reviewing the fucking shit that they just got, and they're like, "Oh, this is good and shit." And then Pritcher shows up, our boy from last episode. And he showed the one that tricked the mayor and left.
My man, my husband.
That's your husband, okay. You got a new one every week, so I gotta keep track.
it depends what we're watching. That's you're getting it.
So
Yeah. So Brandon P. Bell pops up, and again, he's really. I love him in his role.
And he's like, your scatters won't catch me because, I got waves. And he's like, but listen, this is what I want you to do. I need you to go spy on some shit for me. And he was like, why the fuck would I do that? If I do that, everybody going to think the traitors are behind it. And then, my uncle, and he was like, oh, that's what you want. He's like, goddamn right, that's what I want. He's like, that protects the rest of the Foundation while also getting the work done that we need to get done. And he says, he starts talking about like this mule is bad news, man. It's fucking with people, scaring people. Regular people are fear. He's like, but y'all rich asses, y'all too rich to be scared. Like y'all are above this shit, but that don't mean everybody else got to deal with this shit.
And the wife kind of finds that offensive because the wife is like, no, I know what's going on in the hood. And he's like, no, you don't.
And Pritcher says the mule wants to prove something. He's throwing a party tonight. Why not have two of the galaxy's biggest influencers show up on the guest list with a +1? And Terran's like, oh, you want to come with us? All right, then. So I think we're going to see that party next episode. Back on Trantor, Day is talking a song about Hari. And Day says his brothers think they can prevent the future. He does not. He don't want to be here no more. He want to go back to Michaelgen. Where are you from? He want to see the place that made you.
Yeah, he's basically like, fuck all this. I really want, like, you know what I mean? If I got to be done, if I only have so much time here, I want to do this time with you, basically.
And then Dusk shows up and we get this pretty cool scene.
Yeah? May I speak to you in private?
No.
I'll go.
It's your home too. She fucking stays.
Fine. She can hear my apology.
Lee Pace is funny as shit as this character.
Who is Lee Pace? Which one?
Day.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
You've always mistrusted the Radiant and our reliance on it. I see now that you were right to, and I'm sorry.
Great
We gave him the compliment sandwich.
conciliator. It's nice to have some of that coming my way for once.
Well, I want to help. The weight of this shouldn't be on your shoulders, and you don't want it in any event, so let me carry it for you.
Hey, look, dog. I apologize for all the fuck shit I done. I just been thinking about it. And I gotta be the bigger man here. So I'm just coming to you to let you know. You was right the whole time about Demerzel and psychohistory and that bullshit. Like I was tripping. I should have been listening to you. You accept my apology? You good? You good? All right then. So anyway,
right.
Listen, I'm not trying to die in 10 days. All right, 10 days that's not gonna cut it for me. So can you do something about that?
You know, when the drift began and we saw that cognitive decline was starting sooner, a day adjusted the timing.
This explains why they look like the way they do. Because Dusk has always looked way older than this motherfucker when it's time for him to go into Ascension. And Day looks older than Dawn when it's time for him to ascend to being Day. And so, but apparently there was a day in between the last time and now that was like, hey dog, we need to change this process. It's probably not 30 years anymore. Maybe it's 20 years? Every 20 years? I'm guessing, or 25 years. That they switch.
Which is crazy. It's going to lead to its own crisis in the sense that no sentient, powerful ass creature in history is able to know about their coming doom and be okay with it coming sooner. Like, because at first, the first one might be honored to die and do the ceremony, but I think that it's inevitable that they start to wake up to the fact that they don't want to. So I just think that's like also a setup,
Absolutely.
Cutting the thread of life shorter for all of us. So, Day could adjust it again. letting the thread spool out for a few months.
Pours this man
until this
some
is
wine.
dealt with.
Just give me a couple months. That's all I need.
We're all such wonderful actors, aren't we? Shame we never went on the stage. Let's tell herself first. It must have given you enough you came crawling to me. We ascend sooner.
One thing about him, he might be high off that them spores. He might be half naked, but he's aware of what's going on. Like he's very hip to why people are approaching him, what they might want. He's not like he's still sharp about the politics of the palace.
Yeah, he just don't give a fuck.
Because our minds deteriorate sooner. If that feels unnatural, good. There's nothing natural about us. We're ragdolls, dressed up as kings. Monsters.
He starts cutting his arm open to prove a point.
What? See? Watch the friendly nanites do their work. There. Ragdoll. All stitched up again.
And he walks off. What a way to make an exit. So then we cut to Dawn. He's getting ready for his ascension. And Dawn said, I didn't think Dave was going to show up for any type of duty or official shit, but I thought he might at least show up out of kindness for me, his brother. And Dusk was like, listen, when I robed our brother, I knew it was going to be a fucking disaster. Like I knew it from day fucking one. But I'll be proud to hand the robes over to you, brother. And he says, I got a secret that I ain't tell nobody about, but I'll tell you when you're ready. A secret that I've kept from Demerzel that will keep him safe no matter what. And then we get this scene, which this scene was so dramatic, by the way, but also kind of cool. So I actually have the video.
Work.
Oh, small.
By your name and glory, it does, Empire. The Novacula is the first of its kind. A black hole bomb. The power we harness
you're
comes
playing
from
video.
the unbridled
Yeah, I know.
spin of the beast. For
We
each
mismatch.
second we stand here,
We
the
mismatch.
beast has rotated hundreds of times. The black hole cannot be escaped. Within it, time and space are broken down. But the outer region, the ergosphere,
Listen to this music. It's so intense.
that can be punctured and harnessed. We feed it electromagnetic rays, photons, drops of light.
So this is a, in case y'all didn't catch this is a black hole bomb, by the way.
Cutting through space with a
It's a
heat
planet destroyer.
we
A
cannot
Death Star,
imagine.
if you will.
They have returned to godhood, but they gather each second preparing. And then, touched by stolen fire and super radiant energy, we reach across the expanse with an unendurable force. Witness.
Those of you listening, it's starting to activate. I'm assuming they shot like a barren moon or something. My guess. They don't seem like the type to just blow up a planet full of people for a test.
Yeah, I mean, they did something, but it did look very much so like the moon, the planet is done. But he says it's not gone; it's just irrevocably changed. Meaning, yeah, like we probably have just seen the Death Star for real.
How much of what was there is gone?
Nothing is gone. It remains, but forever changed.
You have pleased me.
People will know. I put death in your hands.
That's a proud black man. I did that shit. I put death in your hands. They gonna call it by my name when you fire that shit in a few months.
This is a deterrent. Only for Dawn to use under the most extraordinary of circumstances. But the extraordinary might be coming.
But what a ridiculous. Don't they always justify it like that? They're like, oh, I'm just doing this so nobody else would do it. And it's like, okay, but you just created a nuke. You just created a whole bomb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, here's the funny thing about nukes. We did drop a nuke, right? Well, two of them.
Yeah,
but
killed a bunch of people.
There hasn't been one dropped since. So it does kind of work as a deterrent.
But
it does kind of work as a deterrent.
I mean, yeah, but I think like again, you think of that this nigga wants to be fucking Oppenheimer, and it's like you think about how complicated that legacy is. Like they're really, and I think like Dawn, no matter when he's, if he's not long for this world, okay, but when he does go, he won't see the ramifications of creating that. And I think there's a lot of assumptions about how people will use stuff that he's taking very much for granted.
I mean, that's what happened with Oppenheimer.
Exactly. Like the idea is people say, oh, I just want this for deterrent. And then they drop it. And you're like, oh, this is out of my hands. However, it's funny because this dude clearly wants him to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Like he's very excited about the fact that he can use this as a death ray.
So then we see Dawn with Ambassador Quint. She back. She confirms that the fall of Kalgan took the Foundation by surprise. Dusk says we will know more when the vault opens. It's gonna open, right? And Quint's like, how you be knowing this shit? Like, how you got spies in my shit? Like, what the fuck going on?
And he clearly does because they all knew stuff before she did.
And Dawn was like, listen, I'm more concerned about the pirate who took Kalgan. And he says, so I'm gonna figure this shit out. He leaves, and then Quint comes running out, and she's like, I'm concerned. If Empire's really concerned, like, tell me what's going on. Dawn says she's worried about people like the Mule that can make unlikely things happen. Isn't that what Seldon teaches? Like, isn't that the whole point of psychohistory? It's like we can plan these things, but the people who are the outliers are the things we need to worry about. And then Dawn leaves. He's like, look, I got an appointment. I'll talk to you later. Next time I'll see you, I'll spend some more time with you, but I got to go. He goes into his room. He opens a secret compartment. He grabs his device. He sets the device on. It's like some sort of projector. Projector comes on. It's a woman that's talking to him like, hey, Dawn, what's good? And it's fucking Gaal. It's Gaal.
But what he actually says is, as soon as I heard, what's this man's name? I'm about to call him the Wolf.
The Mule.
The Mule. As soon as I heard the Mule, I knew you was gonna call me. That's what he says. And so I guess they fly, like they tight like this. But again, I think this is one thing I said last time we were on here last week, which is I'm great. This is such a great threat, and everyone sees that the thread is frayed at the end of the Prime Radiance timeline, so they know how serious this is. So it's going to bring together people who are basically working against each other to have to like work together. But I do think that whatever Dawn/Day is doing is very Dawn and Today. That's what I call them. Is like you said, very smart and very prudent, because like the other ones might be like, Day might be like reluctant to even care about it. Dusk might be like, oh, she's an enemy, right? But Dawn is wise enough to know that like they need to work together. There's no other way around it.
That was the end of the episode. So we're on to episode 3, Chanel. We got episode 3 next week.
I guess that was her hairstyle. I don't know why it didn't click to me who that was. I literally said, who is this lady?
Who's this lady? She about to get her Olivia Pope on. That's about to be her fits.
I mean, that's kind of the point. Like, because the thing is, you know, people have their psychometrics, their historical records, all that, but like she's the only one who has any real idea of what's coming. And so I'm just grateful again that like the incoming emperor knows, because the problem is people who don't take it seriously, like Dusk, could be just well behind, like, you know. So what's Dusk gonna do? Kill everybody on Kalgan because to take out the Mule, which by the way, maybe that's the only way to do it. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying like that's his.
Or maybe the world ends, like Demerzel said, because the Mule gets control of that weapon.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what, creating that weapon is a bad idea. But my point is just to say, like, how do we know? My point is to say that it's good that the younger people are very aware of what's happening, so we have less likelihood that like nobody's taking it seriously, because like they definitely are not prepared for whatever, like this man being able to do mass mind control at any time. It literally reminds me of, remember, I think I talked to you about it, and I feel like you never know what I'm talking about, because you didn't watch True Blood, right?
No.
Okay, and you know who was in True Blood, to bring it all around back to the show that we're here for.
No, who's in True Blood?
You don't know that Alexander Skarsgård was in True Blood?
No, I've never seen True Blood. How would I know?
You don't know anything about it. Okay, that was one of his first big roles. He's great. Anyway, in True Blood, there's this, every season there's basically like a bunch of bullshit happening. People are shook, and so there's one season where this lady can do mind control, and like you only know because people's eyes change. And it was like one of the scariest seasons because it really was a threat. Where I was like, how the hell do you possibly? You know what I mean? How do you possibly fight this if you can't get near her without her being able to like control your brain? So I'm always like, I always think that like this is a very strong existential threat when somebody is able to be like, yeah, I can just read your mind and tell you what to do, personally.
So that was this episode. We'll be back for episode 3. Thank you all for listening. Chanel, do you want to say your outro?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I wrote it down. Cause you know why? There's this YouTube show that I watch that is it's just a silly one, but they have a thing, they have an outgoing message that they say, and I realize that when they're reading it, I'm saying it back with them. And it's just like a silly catchphrase, but I was like, bro, we need a catchphrase instead of me making it up every week and it not sticking. So we're gonna try these out, give us our feedback, and then eventually we'll have one that you can sing along with us, because this is the end of the show. It's for those of you who are 100% watchers like me who watch to the end. Okay, so thank you guys for joining this week. Remember to like us and follow us on all the platforms at We Was Watching. You can email us at wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. Follow Brandon at That Cool Black Nerd. Sometimes the A and the C are gone depending on the platform, but you'll find them. And follow all of us across the socials. We really appreciate you listening to We Was Watching, because we was watching a good ass show and we was recapping it with a good ass chat. And so bring your ass back next